O Allah, bless Sayyidina Muhammad and the family of Sayyidina Muhammad and give him the closest access, the preeminence and the lofty rank. Elevate him, O Allah, to the praiseworthy station that you promised him, for you do not renege on your promise. O Allah, exalt his stature, clarify his proof, make his proof radiant, and make his excellence evident. Accept his intercession for his community and make us act according to his sunnah. O Lord of the worlds, O Lord of the mighty throne. O Allah, O Lord, gather us into his party and under his banner. Let us drink from his cup and let us benefit from his love. Ameen, O Lord of the worlds. O Allah, O Lord, convey to him from us the best greetings of peace. Reward him on our behalf better than you have rewarded any prophet on behalf of their nation, O Lord of the worlds. O Allah, O Lord, I ask you to forgive me, to have mercy on me, to turn to me, and to remove me from all trials and afflictions that come from the earth and descend from the sky. You have power over all things by your mercy. I ask you to forgive the believing men and women and the Muslim men and women, the living and the past. May Allah be pleased with his pure wives, the mothers of the believers, and may Allah be pleased with his companions, the waymakers, the imams of guidance, and the lamps of this world, and with the tabi'un and the generation after the tabi'un, with the best until the day of resurrection. And praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. O Allah, Lord of the souls and mortal bodies, I ask you by the obedience of the souls returning to their bodies, and by the obedience of the bodies cohering by their veins, and by your words which act on them, and by your taking of your rights from them, while creatures await the decision of your decree before you, hoping for your mercy and fearing your punishment. By all this I ask you to illuminate my sight, and to sustain your dhikr on my tongue by night and day, and to furnish me with good deeds. O Allah, bless Sayyidina Muhammad as you blessed Sayyidina Ibrahim, and sanctify Sayyidina Muhammad as you sanctified Sayyidina Ibrahim. O Allah, grant your blessings and barakah to Sayyidina Muhammad and the family of Sayyidina Muhammad, as you granted them to Sayyidina Ibrahim and the family of Sayyidina Ibrahim. You are praiseworthy, glorious. Sanctify Sayyidina Muhammad and the family of Sayyidina Muhammad, as you sanctified Sayyidina Ibrahim and the family of Sayyidina Ibrahim. You are praiseworthy, glorious. O Allah, bless Sayyidina Muhammad, your slave and messenger, and bless the believing men and women, and the Muslims, men and women. O Allah, bless Sayyidina Muhammad and his family as much as your knowledge contains, what your book encompasses, and what your angels witness, with a constant blessing lasting forever, as the kingdom of Allah. O Allah, I beseech you by your mighty names, what I know of them and what I do not know, and by the names which you have called yourself, those I know and those I do not know, that you bless Sayyidina Muhammad, your slave and prophet and messenger, in quantity as what you created before the sky was established, the earth spread out, the mountains anchored, the springs gushed forth, the rivers flowed, the sun gave light, the moon glowed, the stars shone, the seas flowed, and the trees gave fruit. O Allah, bless Sayyidina Muhammad to the extent of your knowledge. Bless Sayyidina Muhammad to the extent of your forbearance. O Allah, salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as your words. Salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as your blessings. And bless Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as your flavor. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad to the extent of your generosity. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad to the extent of your heavens. Salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as your earth. Salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as the angels you have created in your 7 heavens. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as what you created in your earth of the jinn and men and others, of wild beasts, birds and others. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as what the pen writes in the knowledge of your unseen, and what it will write until the day of resurrection. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad as many times as the drops of rain. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad as many times as whoever praises you, thanks you, and says La ilaha illallah, glorifies you, and testifies that you are Allah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as with what you and your angels bless him. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as whoever from your creation blesses him. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as whoever from your creation does not bless him. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad to the extent of the mountains, the sand and the pebbles. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as the trees and their leaves, and the mud and its weight. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad as much as what you create in every year and what dies in it. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad as much as what you create in every day and what dies in it, until the day of resurrection. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as the clouds running between the heaven and earth and what of rains down of water. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as the winds formed in the eastern and western parts of the earth and in the north and south. Salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as the stars of the heavens. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as what you created in your seas of fish, animals, water, sand, and other than that. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as the plants and the pebbles. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as the ants. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad as abundantly as the sweet waters. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad as abundantly as the salty waters. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as your blessings on all of your creation. Salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as your revenge and your punishment on whoever disbelieves in Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Bless Sayyidina Muhammad for as long as this world and the hereafter remain. Bless Sayyidina Muhammad for as long as beings remain in the garden. Bless Sayyidina Muhammad for as long as beings remain in the fire. Bless Sayyidina Muhammad according to the degree that you love him and what pleases you. And bless Sayyidina Muhammad forever and ever. Bestow upon him the closest proximity to you and give him the means of mediation, excellence, intercession, the lofty rank, and the praiseworthy station that you promised him. You do not renege on your promise. O Allah, I beg of you, I beseech you, for you are indeed my sovereign, my Lord and Master, my trust and my hope. I ask you, by the sanctity of the sacred month, the sacred land, the holy sanctuary, and the tomb of your Prophet alayhi salam, that you grant me something of the good which no one has knowledge except you, and turn aside from me evil of which none has knowledge except you. O Allah, who gave Sayyidina Seth to Sayyidina Adam, Sayyidina Ismail and Sayyidina Ishaq to Sayyidina Ibrahim, and returned Sayyidina Yusuf to Sayyidina Yaqub, you who lifted affliction from Sayyidina Ayyub, returned Sayyidina Musa to his mother, increased Sayyidina al-Khidr in knowledge, you who gave Sayyidina Sulaiman to Sayyidina Dawood, Sayyidina Yahya to Sayyidina Zakaria, and Sayyidina Isa to Sayyidatina Maryam, and you who protected the daughter of Sayyidina Shu'aib, I ask you to bless Sayyidina Muhammad and all the prophets and messengers. O you who gave Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam the means of intercession and the lofty rank, I ask you to forgive my sins, veil all my faults, safeguard me from the fire, grant me your pleasure, protection, pardon, and benevolence. Let me enjoy your garden with those on whom you have bestowed blessings upon the prophets, the loyal, the martyrs, and the righteous, for you have power over all things. And may Allah bless Sayyidina Muhammad and his family as long as the winds move the billowing clouds, and everyone who has a soul taste death, and may He send peace and blessings to the people of peace in the abode of peace. O Allah, bless Sayyidina Muhammad and his family and grant them peace. O Allah, I beseech and beg of you, turn my face towards you for the sake of your beloved, al-Mustafa. O our beloved, O Sayyidina Muhammad, through you we beseech your Lord, so intercede on our behalf with the Supreme Sovereign, O most blessed pure messenger. O Allah, grant him intercession for us by his rank with you. O Allah, grant him intercession for us by his rank with you. O Allah, grant him intercession for us by his rank with you. O Allah, make us among the best of those who blessed him, and pray for peace upon him, and among the best of those near to him and those who come to him. Make us among the best of those who love him and those who are loved by him. And delight us with his companionship in the courtyards on the day of standing. Make him a guide for us to the garden of bliss, without troubles, difficulty, nor debate of the account. Compel him to welcome us, and do not make him angry with us. Forgive us and our parents and all the Muslims, the living among them and the past. The end of our prayer is, Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. So I beseech you and beg of you, O Allah, O Allah, O Allah, O living one, O self-sustaining one, O Lord of majesty and generosity, there is no divinity except you. Glory be to you. I am indeed one of the wrongdoers. I ask you for the sake of what your throne carries of your sublimity, majesty, radiance, might and power, by the truth of your hidden, protected, pure names, which are unattainable to your creation, and by the right of the name which you placed on the night so that it darkens, on the day so that it gives it lights, on the heavens so that they are raised up, on the earth so that it is spread out, on the seas so that they flow forth, on the springs so that they gush forth, and on the clouds so that they give rain. I ask you, O Allah, by the names which are written on the brow of Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, and by the names of which are written on the brow of Sayyidina Israfil alayhi salam, and on all of the angels. I ask you by the names which are written around the throne, and by the names which are written around the footstool. I ask you by your most mighty sublime name, by which you named yourself. And I ask you by the rights of all your names, what I know of them and what I do not know. I ask you by the names by which Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam called you. I ask you by the names by which Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Salih alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Yunus alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Harun alayhi salam called you, and by the names with Sayyidina Shu'aib alayhi salam called you, and the names which Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam called you, and the names which Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam called you, and the names which Sayyidina Dawood alayhi salam called you, and the names which Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam called you, and the names with which Sayyidina Zakaria alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Yahya alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Yusha alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina al-Khidr alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Ilyas alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Ilyasa alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Dhul Kifl alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam called you, and by the names with which Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, your prophet and messenger, beloved and pure friend, called you. O you whose speech is true, is said, Wallahu khalaqakum wa ma ta'malun. Allah created you and that which you do. No word, deed, or movement or non-movement issues from any of His slaves, but that His knowledge, His decree, and His decision has already ordained it. Just as you inspired me and decreed that I would compile this book, and made the method and reasons in it easy for me, you removed doubt and uncertainty about this noble prophet from my heart, and you made my love for him overcome love for all relatives and loved ones. O Allah, O Allah, O Allah, I ask you to provide me and everyone who loves him and follows him his intercession and friendship on the day of reckoning without any disputation, punishment, rebuke, or censure. I ask you to forgive my sins and veil my faults, O Supreme Bestower, O Most Forgiving One. I ask you to grant me the blessing of looking at your noble face among the company of lovers on the day of increase and recompense. Accept my deeds, forgive me for what your knowledge encompasses of my errors, my forgetfulness, and my missteps. And let me visit his tomb and greet him by his two companions, to fulfill my hope by your grace, favor, generosity, and magnanimity, O most compassionate one, O most merciful one, O protector. I ask you to reward him on my behalf, and on behalf of all who believe in him and follow him among the Muslim men and women, living and past, with the best, most complete and universal of what you have recompensed any of your creation, O strong one, O most mighty, O most high. Ya Allah, O Allah, I beseech you, I beg of you by the right of my swearing by you to bless Sayyidina Muhammad and the family of Sayyidina Muhammad in quantity as great as what you created before the sky was established. The earth laid out, the mountains raised, the springs gushed forth, the seas subjected, the rivers poured forth, the sun shone, the moon glowed, and the stars illuminated, when none had knowledge of you other than you. I ask you to bless him and his family in quantity as great as your speech, Bless him and his family in quantity as great as the ayats of the Quran and its letters. Bless him and his family in quantity as great as whoever blesses him, and bless him and his family in quantity as great as whoever does not bless him. Bless him and his family with what your earth contains. Bless him and his family in quantity as great as what the pen writes in the mother of the book. Bless him and his family in quantity as great as what you created in your 7 heavens. And bless him and his family in quantity as great as what you created in them until the day of resurrection, times 1,000 every day. Bless him and his family in quantity as great as the drops of rain and in every drop that falls from your heaven to your earth, from the day that you created the world until the day of resurrection, times 1,000 every day.